This morning, I bring unto you the breakfast of the word with Jesus. The breakfast of the word with Jesus. And we are looking at the topic, what thanksgiving does. What thanksgiving does. From Ezra chapter 4 and Leviticus chapter 22 that we read yesterday, we were able to ascertain that thanksgiving is a command from God for which we are bound. And as long as it was given as a command, obeying it becomes an act of the fear of the Lord, becomes an act of reverence, of deep respect for God. You are gradually moving from the purpose of your existence if all you do is to wait till something good happens to you before you give God thanks. So what am I saying? We are created to thank God. That's the purpose for our existence. That makes us different from every other creature. And when we miss this, it means we are out of purpose. It is an act of ingratitude not to keep to your fear of the Lord in the area of thanking him. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 17, he said, not that I am looking for a gift, but I am looking for what may be credited to your account. He said again, and he said, but I am looking for what may be credited to your account. Giving God thanks is bearing fruit onto your account. Thanksgiving is savings into your future. When you are thanking God, you are saving into your future. In giving God thanks, thanksgiving goes ahead of you to speak for you before God. Thanksgiving, your thanksgiving comes before God alive to speak on your behalf. A thanksgiver never ends in shame and reproach. Before an altar of shame and reproach comes upon him or her, there is what is called divine intervention. So divine intervention intercepts any form of shame and reproach, any form of attack of the enemy against your life. So where there seems to be nothing, we thank God. We give God thanks. In little, we give God thanks. We thank God even in much. Whether there is nothing, whether there is little, whether there is much, we give God thanks. Because the mindset that when I have, or when something comes, or when something good happens to me, that's when I thank God, is a lie from the pit of hell. And that's the understanding of most believers. When something happens, that's when you speak. That's when you thank God. That's when you dance. That's when you share testimony. That's when you give offering to God. Let's look at the following truth about thanksgiving. The following truth about thanksgiving. In that same psalm that we read before, Psalm chapter 50. Psalm chapter 50. In that verse 4, let me read verse 4. It said, he summons the heavens above and the earth, and that he may judge his people. Judge the people for what? For not giving him thanks. For doing the wrong, for placing what is the primary thing, what is the most important thing about believers, about you, below other things. So God is about to judge in this place. And in verse 5 he said, gather to me my consecrated ones. People who are living in the fear of the Lord, people who claim to live in the fear of the Lord, people who claim to dedicate their life to God, who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. So God is looking for believers who will make a covenant with him in thanksgiving. Sacrifice is good, but in thanksgiving, most importantly. He said here, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against you. I am God, your God. Verse 8 says, I do not rebuke you for your sacrifices or your burnt offerings, which are ever before me. So they always come to God with sacrifices. We always come to God with sacrifices, with givings. In their case, animal sacrifices. And God said he will not reprove them. They were doing the right thing. But of course, there is something more important than giving, physically to God. I have no need of a bull from your store or of a goat from your pen. For every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird in the mountain, and the creature of the field are mine. In verse 12, important verse, he said, if I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine, and all that is therein. Verse 13 said, do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? So you see, God became fed up and wearied because of the way the children of Israel treated him in the matter of sacrifices. They supply God with so much sacrifices, but ignore the most important thing called thanksgiving. In verse 7 and verse 8, God said, "It is good you are bringing sacrifices. I will not rebuke you for them, but there is something more pleasing to me than the flesh and the blood of animal sacrifices." And that thing is called thanksgiving. It's called thanksgiving. And the beginning of thanksgiving is the heart. The beginning of thanksgiving is the heart. Let's go about 14. Verse 14 says, "Trust me in your time of trouble, and I will rescue you, and you shall give me glory." I read NIV version. It said, "And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you will honor me." True thanksgiving is of high value to God. And you can see that thanksgiving is a vow you and I entered consciously or unconsciously to the God who bought us from the servitude of the devil and gave us life. He didn't just give us life, he gives us protection, he gives us preservation, he gives us provision. Anything you can think of. We sleep, we wake up, it is the Lord's doing. He protects us, he shields us. A lot of people do not know how far God protects them. If not for the testimony of Satan and concerning the case of Job, he told God, "Are you not the one that built an edge about Job?" So that gives us a link, and Job did not even know that an edge had been built about him. So that is applied to you and to me also. God builds an edge. He shields us from the attack of the enemy. They are making attempt every now and then to seize our breath, but God is on our side. God is on our side, and that God must be thanks. Not just ordinary thanks, but with offering, with giving. We are going to look into that. In verse 15 it says, verse 15 said, "Call upon me, and I will answer you in trouble, and I will deliver you." That's the place I have read before. So you can see that thanksgiving is a prepaid into the future. It means that if you don't give it today, if you don't give thanks today unto God, when the day of trouble comes, God will not respond to your cry to help you. God will not help you. This is the reason some believers call on the name of Jesus in moments of trouble and nothing happens, because their account is empty of good deeds, including thanksgiving. Remember that Philippians chapter 4 verse 17 talking about our good deeds being credited to our account. The name of Jesus responds to the good deeds you have done that are reflecting your account, and not how loud you shout the name. The more you do good things, the more you fear the Lord and walk in the fear of the Lord, the more your voice becomes loud in the spirit. And when the day of trouble comes, when you call on the name of the Lord, what God will do is to check your account. And he sees that you have accumulated enough thanksgiving there, enough to help you out of that challenge, and your challenge will come. And I've said it before, spirits do not have emotion. They only have compassion. Cry with nothing, cry with emptiness will not make God hear you. Remember John chapter 4, verse 23 and 24, Jesus said, God is a spirit. So spirit do not have emotion. If you want God to come to your intervention in the day of trouble, you must do prepared. You must engage in good deeds, in thanksgiving, crediting it to your account in order for them to speak for you in the day of trouble. Praise Master Jesus. So this is what we are talking about. What is thanksgiving to God? What is thanksgiving to God? In that Psalm chapter 50, verse 15b, it says, "I will deliver you, and you will honor me." If you go to verse 23 says, "He who sacrificed thanks offering honors me." So we honor God with our thanksgiving. When you are thanking God, what you are doing is that you are honoring God. You are honoring God. Giving thanksgiving to God is honoring God. To honor God is to glorify God. When you are honoring God, you are glorifying him, meaning that you are magnifying God. Your thanksgiving magnifies God. Thanksgiving is personal to God because it touches the person of God. Thanksgiving touches the person, the very being of God. What do you benefit in thanksgiving? To round up, you benefit divine help. Divine help. What you benefit is divine help. In that verse 15, again, he said, "I will deliver you." Oh no, he said, I take it from the beginning. He said, "And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you. That's after you are giving thanksgiving. So divine helps come to you in the days of trouble. Divine help. In verse 23 says, it says, and he prepares the way so that I may show him the salvation of God. So that God will show you his salvation. When you keep thanking him, he keeps showing you his salvation. He comes to you in times it matters to you most. Salvation of God means deliverance. No, salvation means two things in the Bible. First is salvation to be saved. The other salvation means to be delivered, to be rescued, which means to rescue you from utter shame and utter reproach. God will not leave you to shame in the name of Jesus. As you learn the art of thanksgiving, thanking God always, morning, afternoon, night, at every time, walking on the street, thanking God. Everything you do, thank God. Thank God for everything. Everything you see, thank God. In case you do not see, you encounter something that seems negative, thank God for it. Thank God for everything. Give thanks to God. Sing God to him. Give thanks offering. Learn to thank God in everything, and you will see the hand of God in your life. You have a challenge, or something you are in a fix. You want, you want to come out of that thing. Thank God. Sing and dance to him. Thank him for that thing. You will see that solution will come in the name of Jesus.